Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to another NTW 3 battle. One of the best mods for Napoleon Total War. And today, hopefully, will be another reason to believe me when I say that this mod is just amazing. Today, we have a 4v4 between two more clans. It's the LP, and I'm blanking on the other one. I don't have it pulled up. So apologies again for not having a lot of info on this one. But these are the Russian, I think it's the Patriotic Wars. It could be the invasion of Russia. I'm not totally sure which ones this is, but we don't have the cores for the Russia. There's 4 Russian cores here today. But for the French side, we have, the cores, obviously, right here. We have the 7-point Saxon, 8-point Schwarzenberg in Austria. You have a 10-point Ney and an 8-point Victor. I believe the Schwarzenberg is mostly cavalry, so Austrians here. Oh, we actually already have some shooting here from Trilliers, or some chasseurs, my apologies. Some skirmishers on this side of the river, taking some shots at some dragoons from Russia, forcing them now to pull back. Getting a nice light infantry contingent pushing up. I believe we have Saxon cavalry clashing with some Russians, some Hussars, and some Lancers, Ulanin, fighting, although it looks like Russia has even more cavalry pushing up. Not totally sure the significance of this corner here, but we do have more Saxon cavalry, skirmishers pushing up as well. This is a little tiny insignificant point in the battle here. The main port of this fight most likely is going to be around the town. Whoever controls this cluster of buildings, this little village, usually dominates this area, and with the rivers kind of strategically placed, controlling this landmass, very crucial. There's usually a lot of fighting. Of course, we are starting to see some more Russian infantry now, some light infantry pushing up in this direction. Very nice. Very nice, very crisp looking uniforms. Victor is probably going to clash with them as he's going to take this line. Usually a good spot to hold is along this tree line, a nice gentle slope, even getting up to the river being a kind of natural barrier, obviously. I believe there's some artillery firing. I'm not sure which artillery. I saw some horse artillery just for a brief second, but Ney is steamrolling straight in for the LOC. Not sure if he's going to make it there or not first, but it looks like he's intending on trying to.
We have taken a building, sir.
Already, I think Saxony already took another LOC. Look at these guys. Got a mass of infantry here. That's a lot of infantry right there. But yeah, they're definitely going to take control here. I think Russia, unfortunately, is not as quickly moving of a core. But there are going to be some natural points here to defend. A bridge looks like setting up here. There's some cavalry here, some chevaliers. I doubt they're going to really stand for much of a defense here if Russia decides to push across. The real question is, where's Russia going to go? If they waste too much time and go here around, that could be a waste of resources. We have another core right here, 2 in the front here. But I don't know where the fight is going to be yet. I haven't really gotten the feel for it. There's a lot of artillery from France. You see these 8-pounders here. Some more 6-pounders. And then looks like some horse artillery over here for Saxony. Infantry gonna probably be strung out along this whole side of the river to make sure there's no flanking movements being made. And the majority, it looks like, of the Russian force is stuck over here. So we'll see if they're in concentration. If they assault this whole side, it's going to force Ney to shift a lot. Now, we may have 1 corps here, but I just see some cavalry. I don't see a general. Who knows? Who knows? Victor, I think, is going to intercept with this light infantry contingent, or maybe it's just, yeah, a whole spearhead of light infantry skirmishers with the main body of infantry for Russia following behind. Let's see if Russia does manage to get across the river. We'll see. Oh, we got some shots already being fired here from skirmishers. Maybe some cavalry's in charge, Chevaliers. We'll see if they have a square. Here we go. They're going to try to force them not to make it into this river. Sounds bugging out, but they're going to stop. Man, nice blob there. And the sound's bugging out. What's new? I'm just kidding. It's not totally old, I guess. Did I fix the sound? I'm not sure if I did. I think I fixed it now. And I didn't technically do anything. Here comes more Russian cavalry on the right. We're starting to see some lines of infantry here. Ooh, Constantine. This is definitely Constantine. So he's forming up the center. There's at least one more army behind him. One more corps behind him. Guess we'll see. Yeah, for Russia pulling back. They got kind of stopped a little bit. Probably didn't want to take that fight with Victor so close. We are seeing some Russian cavalry pushing on the far right now. But Victor is still stringing his lines along, trying to find where he's going to make his position. Ney has set up his defensive lines so far. He's probably just chilling in the town for the moment. As reserves, upon reserves. That's grenadiers, isn't it? Yeah. Nice. Nice grenadier line. Saxony will probably push across the river, it looks like. Maybe not. Yeah, they're going to start doing a kind of scouting. And it looks like actually we have a Russian push here. Right into the town. Or at least putting a probing advance here. And the sound is still bugged. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe it's a... I don't know. Maybe it's me. There we go. Oh. We have some cavalry, maybe. Either way, I think things are getting kicked off here. Yep, we're definitely starting to see a bit of a line fight. Light infantry gonna hold up here. Man, the nice reserves that Ney has, though, should help out in this fight. He's probably gonna need them. Artillery setting up here. Nice strategic position. Artillery gonna push into the streets. That should help. Some canister. Saxony still has their reserves. They can commit. The rest of Russia is probably not wanting to do this river crossing. So they're going to just file over behind and then probably string their line out and push here. So Victor's going to move up and meet the lines of Ney. The rest of Russia getting in position. Ooh, that's kind of cool looking. Ooh, that's a screenshot I meant to come back for. Because that looks cool. I mean, now it doesn't, but, you know, before it did. That brief moment here. But Russia is committing here. They are going in. Artillery now starting to join in this battle as the intensity starts dialing up a little bit more. Russia hiding underneath this hill and wall, I guess. I'm not sure how well they're gonna get some shots. I mean, I guess they're hitting a couple, so that's a pretty good position. But oh, that is gonna change so much of this fight. The Russians will not be able to move freely along here. And you can see now Constant is going to push his corps. That's the only one I know. The only corps I know from Russia is right here. This is the one. It looks very fancy, though. Looks very beautiful. I do admire the Russian. I think every guard faction or elite infantry units for any of the corps, any country, does look good in its own way, you know? That's just like a swarm of ants And yep, Russia is pulling back. Artillery's doing an excellent job here. Ooh, this one's getting sniped. They better set up. Ah, they didn't set up in time. Man, they may come back, maybe come back. We'll see. Still, that's a loss. That artillery getting sniped. Let me see if I can switch this back, because I think we're still not getting... But you see artillery now firing for Russia into the French lines. Ney getting shot up. These men are probably going to stand there and have to take a bit of a beating for a moment. Yeah, both sides are now countering each other. Oh, right, guys, we're back. I caved. Maybe I'm a little too on the spectrum or something. I don't know. I just can't stand it. I can't stand certain things, and the audio cutting in and out was just too much for me. But we're back. I think, yep, we're right here. Skirmishers starting to fire. I swear, if it starts again, and it looks like it is already starting again. I'm just kidding. I just don't think I did the sound yet. No, I did. Of course I did. There we go. Looks like this game's gonna mess with me. All right, so we have Saxony actually swinging in on a flank. This actually could be a huge thing. It was just working. I don't get why it's not working. It's gonna drive me insane. All right, it's starting to do its thing here. But yeah, we have Russia pushing in a little bit. Now, I think they're not. These guys are hidden, so you know this surprise flank could actually be. No, they're not hidden. Yeah, but they're pulling back. I don't think they like that. This is a lot of Russia probing for an attack. I don't think they've really figured out where they're going to make their move yet. A nice, like, center of artillery just right down. The artillery duel is still going strong here on both sides. You do have this Russian gun. They're getting focused down by the French, but they're firing canister, it would appear. But I would suspect that right over here is where the majority of the attacking from Russia is going to take place. But I guess we will see in a moment. Saxony's waiting to spring their trap. They're hidden. I would have waited until they were totally engaged, quite honestly. Because see, now they're going to pull back. I would have pulled them back, waited till they were pushing, and then rolled in. Of course, you can't wait too long or else they're just going to walk past and get into melee. But this is a beautiful flanking position, which is obviously why Russia is pulling back. They don't want to have volleys being fired. Now they're probably going to have to split off some forces to go across this bridge and engage Saxony. In fact, I hear some drums. Yep. Alright, so Saxony's about to be flanked as well. So they got to scout. I would be having these cavalry scouting over here. You know something's going to be up here. Or like that would at least make sense to have something. But right now, like I said, everybody is just chilling. Artillery is the only thing that's really engaging. And both sides are just biding their time. I mean, to be fair, France has a beautiful defensive position, and there's no need for them to give that up right now. They are killing the Russians. In larger numbers, the Russians are killing them with their artillery. So I mean, for France, they don't gotta do anything different. They just gotta bide their time a little bit more. I never noticed the red stripe on these pants. It's kind of cool. Oh, I'm cav charge here. I wonder if Saxony got caught. Maybe not. Got lancers and everything else. Got some infantry now supporting. More cavalry coming in. Oh, a big old cav fight here for the right flank. Saxony get a little outmatched. More of the Austrian cavalry coming in, but Russia's really starting to try to pummel this line here. Some squares. I'd get these squares a lot closer to try to see if they can support this line. But here comes some Russian infantry as well. Saxony loses their first Chevalier unit. Austria Schwarzenberg, that he's going to lose his Chevalier unit, and it's going to be up to now some squares potentially. Either way, Russia's going to deal with that and then probably make it another advance. I'm not totally sure. Still a lot of waiting around. Oh, look, see, the artillery did come back. It's a beautiful flank of the guns. Come on, someone needs to do something. His battle's too good. This battle's too good to wait. Now Victor has his course set up. The French are a strong line here. But I am starting to see a lot more Russian trying to repel this flank on the right. And Saxony seems to be withdrawing quite a lot more. They have a square all by themselves out here. It's probably going to get focused down by some lines of infantry. Why do you have to do this sound thing to me? NTW3 was working just fine yesterday when I recorded. I don't know what happened some days. Maybe I fast forwarded too much. Either way, Russia, sorry, is going to keep trying to run this infantry down. It's a squareable, and those are valuable. And they're going to come to the support with someone else, giving Russia a bit of a tough one if they want to get this infantry involved. Actually getting shot up here. I'm sorry, guys. I have to switch this again. I have to. This is gonna drive me insane. Here we go. Here they go. Yep. They form a square. Like I said, they have the infantry over here trying to support. Sound is still bugged. That's so unfortunate. Man, that's pretty close. Ooh, that's pretty close. Yeah, they're about to break. Unfortunately, they're about to break, and cavalry's gonna go in. It's gonna be over. Or maybe not. Oh wow, they broke a cav unit. Oh, maybe gotten a little too greedy there. Whatever. All right, I quit. I give up. I give up on the sound. Don't know what does it. I really don't. But lots of cavalry here. These squares are going to be very valuable from Saxony. Gosh dang it, something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. I am chomping at the bit for something big to happen. Got some cavalry pushing in here on the right. I've seen a lot more Russians shifting to the right.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
What is the big angle here? You know, like, what is the important thing? Now, Saxony needs to keep a watch on that line over here of Russians. They are going to come up and flank them very quickly here. Still got some time. I mean, man. Something needs to happen. All these men on the field, somebody needs to do something now. I've seen, ooh, oh, nice flank. Some skirmishers gonna get chopped up here by some hussars. Some Chester Cheval gonna quickly react, flank those. They get a volley off. The Chester Cheval gonna run down the skirmishers. Nope. Oh, they're gonna get shot up by Russia's skirmishers. They're gonna break. Here we go. Looks like Russia's pushing here. Using skirmishers, maybe one line of infantry to defend them, just in case. Both sides don't seem super eager to make a big push here. I'm seeing way more shifting across here. That is going to probably change things here. Either Victor needs to press in here, or they need to reform their line, because there's going to be a 2-corps attack on this left side here. And Saxony will be, for the most part, by themselves. And granted, they will have a river to defend. They have artillery set up in a nice position. But still, Russia looks like they're swinging around. This is a long play. This will take some time as well, just to get their corps into position to attack. And time is, you know, against the coalition right now. But here we go. We got a big push forming. A lot of these Russians haven't really engaged yet. LC is not going to be easy, but I'm keeping an eye on this, because this is definitely, I wonder if I will see a Russian bayonet charge here. Ney is going to have to bring up some more reinforcements. He needs to have his grenadiers ready. I wouldn't be surprised if, if Russia uses this building to then flank around here. Here we go, though. Ney shift even more. Oh, Victor's on the move. Look at this, just issuing out of the tree line. Totally cool with putting pressure on this Russian corps. Maybe Ney will do as well, and that may stall out this Constantin attack here. Now over on this side, still, like I said, it's going to take a while for Russia to get in a position to attack, and Saxony can definitely buy time for them. Guess we'll see in a second. Russia may be marching a little too far away from the main struggle. Ney is consolidated a little bit more. That's very wise. He's getting his infantry in position to be able to recommit here, counterattack if Russia does sweep in and take out this right side. And especially with Victor pushing up, these reserves are now going to be able to cut loose and start pivoting into Russia. And Russia's actually turning, you can see, shifting more and more troops this direction. But Victor's gonna get in, start off this fight. And Constant can't really push his guard up here too much because there's canister just waiting. And horse artillery has a quick reload time. Still not a whole lot happening over here. Not sure if that's a wise decision. Maybe Russia will be shifting troops back. They really should be shifting troops back over here to hold. Look at this, though. You have Schwarzenberg. He is behind the Russian lines. Gonna get a look at what they're doing. Oh, I didn't even notice this. I have more of Schwarzenberg. He's pushing around. He's gonna go for a flank. Don't know how effective that's gonna be. He doesn't have a very large corps, but still 4 lines plus the skirm. That could be enough. And it looks like this is actually a beautiful position. They are so ready. Man, look at all the guns. We'll see what Russia does, but it looks like they're actually pulling back here. Victor pulling back as well. Keeping those grenadiers in reserve. These guys will be needed at some point, just not yet, you know? Let them bide their time, rest, stay fresh. I don't know how good of a firing line this is for Russia. I see cavalry behind them, though. Look at this. And Russia has pushed more reinforcements back into the mainland. Not gonna lie, I really thought something was gonna happen there. And it's kind of turning into a slow, drawn-out fight. It's like if you ever played War of Rights, you know, where you just sit there shooting at each other for an insanely long time, and, you know, you feel like I'm not dishing out a lot of damage, and we're not receiving a lot of damage, but we're just gonna keep doing this. That's kind of what I feel like what's happening right now. Ooh, that's a nice angle. Look at this angle of the artillery. These guys, not like they're getting a lot of losses, but you can see them from right here. Ooh, I'm inside a building. That's a wicked, wicked angle. And they got someone with that one. They got someone else with that one, or two more. So, over time, that will start to tell. Don't think it's going to immediately change the course of this fight. And Victor's fallen back again. Don't know if that's a good strategy or not. I mean, fresh Russian reinforcements have shown up. I would at least hold my ground with, you know, Ney. Oh, we're having more general movement here. I think Russia is feeling a little bit more brave now that they have reinforcements to cover for them. The fighting's getting a little bit hotter. A little more volume. More light infantry pushing up over here. I wonder if Saxony is going to push across here and try to flank them here. This cavalry. They have to be cautious if they do so. Not sure where Victor's going. But they should probably keep something here. Russia's going all out. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that was... Oh man. No. That missed. They broke. What a play. But here we go. The Russians have shown they are going to be very aggressive now. Totally fine with charging the guns. At this point, they've committed. They've started committing a lot here. This is too many targets for this artillery piece. Imagine being these guys. I'd be pretty nervous if I was these guys. Not gonna lie, I'd be ready to scoot as soon as Russians came peeling around this corner. We have a cavalry engagement here. Oh yeah, some Hussars going for skirmishers, sniping them. Saxony pushing up here, some Russian infantry, so they're going to swing that flank once again, force the Russians to peel off. But there is a massive Russian presence here in the town. Victor re-engaging here. Kind of has to. I mean, if he starts peeling away at this flank, it's going to force him to be that much more spent. Countercharge going against those Hussars. Nice thing is you have this artillery position helping. You see they have a nice field of fire here. And Russia going in for the house. And some light infantry, I believe, from France. Some Ney's Corps, more light infantry. Oh, the poor artillery piece. Oh no, they're ignoring it. I truly thought they'd charge those guns. No way. This is gonna be brutal. Oh! Well done. I mean, Russia's crazy not to try to go for this artillery piece. They have to. The Grenadiers now gonna be committed, it looks like. A raging fight for the LOC. I see the morale of Russia. They have to deal with these guns. I saw another canister go in. This is all from canister, guys. And that is insane.
Our men are running.
Our horse artillery do break, but still, I think that was what Russia was waiting on. Actually, France countercharging, sending in some line infantry. These streets are extremely congested. Russia getting thrown back. Things are looking very good for France so far. They are holding strong. They've broken 4 units now. 5 units of the Russian corps that was attacking them. And Russia's getting bogged down a little bit. Saxony now going to push up. I'm assuming Victor... they're biding their time still. This is a absolute bloodbath right now. There's so much hand-to-hand combat. Russia seems very determined to take this house. Those Grenadiers fighting strong. They break. And Russia's looking a lot better now. Let's check over here. More lines setting up here. There was a French unit that was in melee. They looks like they were beaten back. Now the question for Ney is, what does he do right now? You have your LOC being assaulted here. Your front line's getting charged by Constantine. What do you ask of your allies, if anything? And I feel like you should ask something of your allies. You can't just leave things alone. Victor, I feel like, should be pushing. That's my opinion. He should be pushing very aggressively now. He should be advancing across here. Ease up that pressure. Ney is facing a lot right now. Give him a moment of respite. Here we go. Schwarzenberg gonna send some cavalry here. Try to ease up that flank. Beautiful charge. One square is formed. I don't think this other one was able to form in time. But he's gonna have to pull his cavalry out of there, and it looks like he's withdrawing now. Yeah, Victor needs to come to his aid. It looks like Ney is pulling back. He is calling the retreat. They do still have artillery set up to be very defensive. Where are these guys going? Imagine being on this, like, where you're charging across, and we're going straight for the guns. We lost the town. This is like something you'd see in Hollywood. Okay, broke them both. You can run down the rest of this. Victor should be pushing. I don't know. Maybe there is some plan that I don't know about, but Victor should be pushing. He should be up here right now. He should be flanking this position right here. That's my opinion. He should be applying pressure right now. Over here, Saxony having a nice little line fight. Nothing crazy. Little firing in melee for a second there, but they fixed it. So the supporting cavalry, some Ulanen charging in. This fight seems pretty even. Russia did take the house. I don't know if that's going to matter too much. I mean, if you start looking at LOCs, I hope it doesn't come to LOC. But if it does, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they have the majority of the LOCs, even losing the town, which the town just won. Either way, the Russians have still a lot. They actually have to keep on the offensive, and I imagine this was costly. Let's look. See if we can see a stack of Russian dead here. See a good mixture of both, honestly. I do feel like they lost some, they took some losses for sure. Especially over here. And if that's how every, you know, position is going to be, this is going to be a very costly battle. Still, Victor has not moved. I'm kind of surprised about that. I feel like he should be moving. Maybe he would have helped with, you know, Ney's defense if he had swung around. They could have capitalized it. But I don't know. I'm just a commentator, you know? I got nothing else. Ooh, we actually got to fight for this LOC over here. What is happening here? This guy's been standing for a long time. He's about to die. Boom. Ooh, Russia's actually not doing too hot. Pretty dead even. This has definitely been a bit of a drawn-out fight. I'd prefer a shorter, more vicious fight, but that's just personal preference. I mean, what am I going to comment on? I see they're doing the same thing they were doing a minute ago. That's the reason I like it, you know? I feel like there's not as much really to talk about. Makes for a more difficult video. Here I'm complaining about, you know, 8 people just playing a game for fun. It's been a good battle so far. They've been very strategic with everything. They're being cautious. They're not just rushing into things. This battle has kind of ranged along the entire map almost. And they took the 2-pointer, so they definitely... I think Russia's going to begin to realize that these LOCs are very important. And Saxony's not even involving themselves in the main dispute, the main battle line. They are just taking LOCs. Now, Russia, this is actually very wise of Ney. Once he realized that he was starting to lose that fight, he just pulled out of the town. It's what, a 1-pointer? It's not that big of a deal to lose this one LOC. I mean, I probably would have gotten focused, tunnel visioned, and wanted to just hold on forever. That's not always the wise move. A wise move would have been definitely to make them pay for it, but to withdraw when things begin turning against you before your army routs. And now Russia is in a pickle here. They gotta figure out where they're gonna attack. Gosh, I mean, if nothing happens, I may have to skip ahead. I mean, maybe we're gonna have something happening over here. We have some cavalry fighting. Please notice it. They didn't. Well, as well done on Russia. They caught them napping. You see more and more forces. This could turn into an actual main focus of the battle pretty soon here. I mean, more and more Russians are pushing over here. Saxony's gonna have to commit a lot more, but they don't actually have the men to commit. Oh, my dog just sneezed. There's a 3-pointer here. So they have 4, 5, they have 8. They have 8 points versus the, 10. It says 10. No, 9. My apologies. I can't math. I promise. That's 9 points. Ooh, oh my gosh, what did I do? 9 versus 8. So no more LCs. I mean, I'm assuming that is assuming that this is going to fall to the Russians, which I think it actually will fall to the Russians. They have a core rolling this direction. Saxony's running low on men. They're leaving their one man to take it or to hold it by themselves. And they're pulling across the river, which is smart. They still have an LOC over here to hold. They have artillery that can move. Russia's just going to sit here. You actually have a sneaky Austrian going straight for the LOC over here. Oh, that's hilarious. Going for the 4-pointer. That's a way to rub it in their face. I mean, there's so much time left. 26 minutes remaining. There's not an insane amount of kills on this one compared to some other ones, but there's still some kills. So I feel like there's still going to be some fighting. There's no way that this battle's going to finish without another fierce clash with the amount of kills still on the field. But here you go. They're pushing in for this LOC. Saxony is going to be holding that line. Hopefully they get across the river in time. This poor line is probably going to die. Just being honest. All this cavalry.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, they lose it. They form a square. Nice. Hit the fast forward button, guys. I'm sorry, I can't. Things are going so slow. We may see, maybe Nay's getting bored. He's inching forward a little bit in the town.
Our men are running, sir.
We'll see what happens. Still not a lot. Oh, actually, hold that thought. Nay, re-engaging here. Screw the sound up again. I think fast forwarding does that, but it'll come back. But here we go. The Russians are content to fight for this one. I see a 4-pointer in the back. Not sure. Not sure they're going to take it, though. Yeah, I don't think they're going to take it. They're going to pull back from there. They don't want that smoke right now. And Ney pulls back as well. Yeah, once again, we're at another stalemate. Man, there's so much time left on this clock. I'm going to fast forward a little bit more here. Hopefully we see a bit of a fight. Maybe Saxony gets their, hands dirty a little bit here.
Sir, must rest a while.
Russia's going across here. Yeah, we're gonna have a fight. We have artillery set up over here. This is gonna be another big fight. Russia has gotten a foothold here. The LOCs can be defended. I mean, this will be a good one. We have artillery set up already. And fast forward again. Maybe I'm impatient. I mean, we've been, going for over 30 minutes. Both sides seem a little nervous to actually make it an engagement. And you can see Russia's actually rushing everything, no pun intended, back to the 4-pointer. Being pursued by some of Victor, and actually Victor's closing in. I think... No way, they took it. No way. Man. All right, so, I mean, France is in a beautiful position here. Now, if Victor pushes with Ney, they could probably crush this army in the town. If they want something to do. I mean, obviously, if you want to win, you probably want to bide your time.
The entire unit is dead.
But here we go. Russia is pushing up. Saxony to defend. Defending the, you know, open fields. Also looks like defending the LOC as well. Did they lose it that fast? They did. That was extremely fast. But they took the 4-pointer. They did take the 4-pointer. We have a bit of a cav engagement here. Lots of Russian cav. I think they have a cav corps as well. Let's not ignore anything else potentially happening here. Victor pushing. You have Schwarzenberg trying to slow down any Russian force trying to get this 4-pointer, as that's a very crucial portion of this fight here. And I love this. Victor's like in hot pursuit here. We're not gonna hear any shooting. Just, you know, I fast forwarded too much. That usually I think happens when you fast forward. I think the French will win this one. Here we go, Victor pushing in. Oh, here's Saxony trying to hold. Here we go. Victor's getting himself in this fight now. About time, Victor. Here we go. Ooh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Austria. Schwarzenberg ambushing a large chunk. Oh my gosh. Some really good cav units from Schwarzenberg. They have slowed down this Russian push by so much. Trying to catch him with Victor. Oh, you better run faster. They're shooting you. Here we go. The main fight here. Victor doing an excellent job. This has been a rough recording. Some recordings don't go this badly. You know, it happens, I guess, when it's been a while. You know, I guess. I don't know. Oh, well. Yeah, you even have more Schwarzenberg infantry pushing up here. I don't think they're going to take this 4-pointer. 15 minutes remaining. I don't see this happening. And they even going back in here. I think at this point they feel confident to be able to take this on. Man. Here we go. Yep, Russia's going to collapse here. They don't have enough men. Victor's closing in. Ney on the other side. Over here, Yeah, I'm calling it now. It's gonna be a loss for Russia. They have not taken that 4-pointer. They're not going to. Another 4-pointer about to be staffed, even with just that plus the 1 and 2. They have enough. So we can discuss now as we watch the remainder of this battle. What should Russia have done differently in order to win? I mean, they just got out-snaked everywhere with LOCs. Like, the French were everywhere taking LOCs. That's what they prioritized. They weren't going for a pitched battle, and I'm not sure if Russia was trying to go for a pitched battle. Didn't work for them, obviously, going for a full-on fight. This has been, strangely enough, the bloodbath for a 1-pointer. But it is the center of the map. You know, leads to other LOCs as well. The real thing is, I feel like Victor should have pushed when Ney was getting pushed. He should have swung in. Not sure what he was holding back for. Maybe I didn't see it, you know? That's very possible. I didn't see what he saw and pulling back, or maybe all of them agree that Ney was just fine on their own. Either way, I don't know if Ney's gonna actually win this, quite honestly. It's looking pretty bloodied up. He's looking very bloodied up, actually. Oh my gosh. Imagine if you didn't know at all what was happening anywhere else, and you were just this army right here, Ney's army, and you just think the battle is entirely lost. Like, you are raging and there's Russians everywhere. You don't know that they're actually getting pushed back everywhere else. Now, I do see Russia trying to go for this 4-pointer. I don't know if they're going to make it in time. Quite honestly, I may skip ahead again. Yes, I'm going to probably skip ahead. What's the point, you know? Yeah. Whatever's left of this Russian force is pulling back anyway. Last stands and such. Yeah, like, I feel like there's no real strategy left, you know? I may skip to the end. I'm torn about it because I feel like, you know, there's not a whole lot left to really show. Some people like to see the whole thing, which I guess you could look up the replay if you want to watch the full thing in full detail. But you know, once Victor crushes this Russian army, which I think is going to happen pretty quickly here, I'll just skip to the end unless something changes. There was no point to holding this house. This is so funny about how much the fights rage. I mean, like I said, it was only a 1-pointer. Look at this general. It's like, oh no. So like, how could this have happened? All right, that's it. Like I said, I'll skip to the end unless something happens. Yep. All right, guys. So a victory for the French Alliance. A very more, I guess, drawn out game, but strategically played, and I cannot, blame or even talk bad about that. That's totally the purpose of a strategy game, playing the strategy side. But you can see here we have the results of this battle here. So on the French side, you have Mini Stop with 959 for the kills. You have Limini, 852. You have Hubert with 1438 and Harry with 757. The other side, you have Poultry with 722, Cossack with 1517, Francis 422, and Mika, I think, 1069 for the kills. So, lower kills for some of these factions. Definitely wasn't one of those bloody clashes that as soon as we see. A little more strategic, and the French definitely capitalized on the strategy and won that game. So, well played on both sides, but a win for the French. Anyway, guys, that'll be for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.